Hey guys, welcome to our math lesson. Let's get started by reading our learning target. I can measure the length of an object in inches and centimeters. So remember, measure means to find the length, the width, or the weight of it, comparing it to an unknown unit. So when we are measuring something, we are trying to find that length, the width, or the weight of an object, okay? All right, so now let's look at that word length. Length is the measurement that tells the distance from one point to another, or how long something is. We use a ruler, or a ruler is one type of tool that we could use to measure the length of something. A ruler is marked in inches and centimeters. Let's look at inches and centimeters, okay? An inch is a unit that we use to measure length. There are 12 inches on a ruler. A quarter is about 1 inch across. Then we have a smaller unit of measurement, which is the centimeter, that can also be found on the ruler. There are 30 centimeters on a ruler. Your little finger across it is about 1 centimeter. Now, you heard me call inches and centimeters units. A unit is a part that is used to measure. Each unit has the same length, okay? All right, so now what we're doing is we're going to practice measuring the length of objects in inches and in centimeters, okay? All right, let's start in our Ready Math Journal on page 507. 507. They're giving us an example to remind us of what we need to do in order to measure. Okay? So we need to find the length of this pretzel. We can use a ruler to find the length of a pretzel. Notice how this ruler is lined up with the pretzel. Where is the beginning of the pretzel starting on the ruler? It's starting at the 0. Okay? If the 0 wasn't there, where would we start the pretzel? We would start it at the end. But remember, when there is a 0, we start it on the 0. Then we're going to go across the pretzel, and we're going to find where that pretzel stops on our ruler. What number does our pretzel stop at? It stops at the number 3. So this pretzel is 3 what? We have to put our unit. 3 inches long. Remember, we can also abbreviate inches as IN. IN is the same as inches, so the pretzel is 3 inches. All right, now let's go ahead and let's keep exploring to practice our learning target of being able to measure the length of objects using inches and centimeters, okay? All right, number 1. Shannon uses 1-inch tiles to measure the pretzel in the example. How many tiles will she need to measure the pretzel? Explain how you know. So our little buddy hint here is telling us, how is a 1-inch tile and a ruler alike? Go ahead and discuss that with someone around you. How is a 1-inch tile and a ruler alike? All right, so if we take a 1-inch tile, the 1-inch tile should be the length of 1 inch. So if we have 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch, we get a total of 3 inches, right? So how many inch tiles will it take to equal 3 inches, which is how long the pretzel is? It will take 3-inch tiles to measure the pretzel. How do we know that? How do we know that it'll take 3-inch tiles to measure the pretzel? We know that because each inch tile is 1 inch. On our ruler, between 0 and 1, that's 1 inch. Between 1 and 2, that's 1 inch. Between 2 and 3, that's another inch. So just like when we're adding 1 plus 1 plus 1, that shows us a total of 3 inches. So the ruler is just taking those inches and already adding it together and writing it down for us. So we know that she will need 3-inch tiles. because the pretzel is 3 inches long. All right, now let's go ahead and go on to number 2 on page 308. Bobby is making his own centimeter ruler. He marks centimeters on a piece of paper. Fill in the blanks to finish making the ruler. Okay? So we need to start with 0. Okay? Now let's go ahead and continue filling in the blanks on our centimeter. They go in order, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? How long is the ruler? How long is the ruler here? I wrote that incorrectly. Okay, it is 10 centimeters long. How do we know that it's 10 centimeters long? We know that because if we start at 0 and we count on to 10, because there are those marks that let us know the length of 1 centimeter, right? So it is 10 centimeters long because in between each blue line is 1 centimeter. How long is the marker? The marker is 9 centimeters. Centimeters is abbreviated cm. So when you see cm, just know that that means centimeters. I know it's 9 centimeters because it starts at 0 and it ends at 9. Okay? All right, now use a ruler. What is the length of the leaf in centimeters? How do you measure the length of an object that is curved? You're going to measure the center of it, okay? So think about when we looked at that quarter. We know that across it, it is about 1 inch. So you are going to measure across the leaf. When you're done, you may unpause the video. How many centimeters is the leaf? The leaf is about 8 centimeters. So we would start the ruler here at the end, and we would measure all the way to the tip here. This is the length of about 8 centimeters. Okay? Tanny chose D as the correct answer. How did Tanny get her answer? So how do you know that D is the correct answer? Go ahead and explain that. When you're done, you may unpause. Well, we know that D is the correct answer because, like I said, when we start that ruler on the end of the leaf, remember, if the ruler doesn't have a 0 on it, we start it at the end. If the ruler has a 0, we start at 0, right? Then we measure all the way across to the very tip of the leaf, and then we find what number is located on our ruler. We know that that was 8 centimeters long, okay? All right, guys, I hope that you enjoy the activity that is attached. You are going to use your ruler to measure things around your house. Ms. Gaskins has listed 3 items that you are going to measure. You're going to estimate how long you think it is. That means make a good guess. Then you're actually going to use your ruler and measure it in inches and in centimeters, okay? Then you'll get to choose an object around your house to measure with your ruler. I hope that you have a great time. Don't forget the things that you need to know in order to be able to measure accurately and correctly. Bye, guys.